Data is the DNA of any business. At National List Services, we focus on one ideal. We offer marketing solutions that fit. We're not interested in selling you data. We're interested in selling you the primary solution to the problem you have today. As a data broker and aggregator, we have access to the top data sets and know where everyone is getting their data from. We identify your demand, the needs of what your customers are, where people are in life, what stages they find themselves in, and their backgrounds that most fit your necessity level. National List Services looks for a long-term solution to what your data needs are, and more importantly, we will educate you on the industry, what to ask other data sources, what to look for, and what to say. Our job is ethics-oriented and getting you what you need right now when it comes to data. Book a call with us today at nationallistservices.com.
Book a call today or join us live. Welcome to the Data Roundtable. Audrey here with National List Services, and I'm your data gal. Thank you for watching and joining us. I hope you're doing well today. How are you? It's been a dreary, icky week in the middle of the United States here, but we have some sunshine and happiness. You can see my fake sunshine reflecting in my glasses. I keep thinking, how do I stand? There we go. So you can't see the lights. Anyway, every week I come to you and show you how to use our site, National List Services. So I want to share today, or nationallistcounts.com is the count site. I got some big crazy hair today, guys. Hope you can excuse that and ignore it while we share National List Counts. So usually I share something current event-wise, a count we've had this week or a request. And I've been thinking more and more about the different friends we met at GrowthCon and other people in my area who have businesses and what I can do to help them grow. And this week, I am going to cover something for my sister, and I wanted her to be my guest, but she had to work. She has a cleaning business doing commercial and residential high-end jobs, and she's built a nice little book of business, and I wanted to share based on our experiences. That's my former job, too. I still do it a little bit on the side because I have some very lovely clients that I'm very loyal to. I love servicing. I feel like I'm a part of their family. I don't know if they feel the same, but I think they do. We house sit, we dog sit, we clean, we take care of their families and their needs. So I want to share some pertinent information based on our service business that could help you see how to use our system for your service business. So I'm going to use our local geography. Let me share my screen and show how to use National List Counts to target market. So in this case, I have two different angles that I'm going to share today. Right now, I'm already in here. Our homepage shows all our data tiles, and I'm on the National Consumer List. It's the top row, third one to the right. I use it all the time. And right here it says National Consumer List. When you click that tile and you go in, it takes you via top tab navigation to the very first tab, geography. It's dark navy blue right here, but it takes you right to geography. I've already zoomed in to save time and help you guys today. But what I did was I went to mapping. And when you go to mapping, you can use Google Maps tool inside of National Consumer List. And I put in the zip code I wanted to target right here on step 1. It popped me up a little hyperlink and I clicked it and my pin went right to the middle of the zip code. Now, what I want to share here is two angles to go about finding your target market. Now, I started the National Consumer List because I love this list. It gives you the name with the address. And for me personally, when I see mail, I do like to see my name. Some of this we could do in the saturation database where you would send to our neighbor or coffee lover if you had a coffee shop, or future client, although I don't think that would fly in the USPS. So you could target an area based upon geography only and not get names, not narrow it down by income, which would work for my first select today. What I want to do is share how to do the mapping quick and easy, and then also how to, I'm going to pull that up there, how to know your area. So I know my target market. I know my geography. I'm a little bit blessed in the fact that I paid attention. I'm the youngest of 4 children. Backstory, I digress. When they drove around, I paid attention because I knew when I was old enough, I wanted to go these places. I wanted to know my way around. I wanted to go and do and not need help. Plus, there was no GPS or cell phones when I was 16. So I know my territory. I know my area. I had friends in different cities. I had friends across the whole state. That helped. You get out, you drive around, you find your way. So I know because of my service of my clients and my sister, I know what areas, if you go into a neighborhood, you don't need to select age, you don't need to select income, you don't need to select anything. You know that neighborhood, any one of them could afford your services. So in that scenario, you would blanket the whole neighborhood. So what I'm going to do is map those two areas. I'm going to go to my step 2 now that I'm in my geography, and I'm going to go to custom polygon, which is custom shape. Just going to map it, and I'm going to create. Now, when I click create, it lets me name it. So let me name, I should know the names of these housing areas here. Pacific Lakes. I know it's not Pacific Lakes. I can't think of what it's called. I'm going to call it that. Okay. It's this area out here. Now, once you name it and click OK, you see my hand is like a big Mickey Mouse hand. It is in mapping mode. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in and I'm carefully going to drag. I'm not going to click a dot yet because once you click a dot, you're in. So West Shores, it's called West Shores. There we go. I'm going to click this entire area because I know anybody who lives here would be a potential. And I'm going to go to the boundaries of this subdivision. Now, oh, perfect. I love that it grayed. Oh, let it gray again. It might catch these little pins for Google map locations. You can edit that later. I'll show you. But once you drop your first box, drop a few. Don't make like a 4-box square. I could easily have made this map 1 square with 4 boxes. But if I want to edit this, it makes it a little more tricky. I just drop a few boxes along my boundary. And what you do is you slide your mouse, don't hold and drag, slide your mouse, glide it, click your box and let go, and then glide it some more. Once I'm back to my very first box, I close it up. I clicked it. Let me see if I clicked it. This is where I'm going to edit. There we go. There we go. Nope, that map's in the way. So I'm going to come in here and click my first map. There it closes, and you see I'm not dragging a line anymore. I'm going to save. Let me come down here. This is where all your maps will be as you make more. I'm going to click edit, and let me drag my geography. I'm going to pull this corner down, and you see it duplicates. That's what's nice. If you happen to use 4 squares, 4 dots, or pinpoints, I guess we can call them, and made your map, when you click to edit, it duplicates the box once. So too many boxes is an equally difficult problem as not enough. So here's my area that I know 100% could afford me without doing any additional selections. Same thing for this box here. This is a very nice area. I wish I could show you guys an aerial picture. Beautiful homes. A few of them are, I don't know if every city has this. We have a tour of homes where you can go and see these beautiful homes that the builders have made before someone moves in and lives in them. There's many homes that were on this showcase or tour in this area. So basically on this housing area as well, I know because of my experience of being in those homes and in those neighborhoods that I can just get the name and address for everybody here and see there's my Google map pop up. I'm going to show you how to fix that. And I can click save and I'm going to silence my phone and here we go. So what you want to do is X out your Google map, and it didn't throw me off too far, but I'm going to go ahead and edit and get this looking right. Save. There we go. Let me click edit on this one. Here we go. This is where I want them. So we talk a lot about execution of our data as well. So if I wanted to get new customers for my cleaning business and go here right now with the pandemic, hate to talk about it, but we kind of have to, going door to door or leaving flyers indoors, not effective. People are going to get upset you're at their door. So for a high-end neighborhood, first off, I wouldn't leave flyers in the door. That's not That's not, what's the right word? I can't even think of it. It would be a knock, how are you, face to face meeting, speak to them, pitch, talk to them. It wouldn't be something where you would just roll it up and leave it and walk to the next one, or have your kids go and canvass the neighborhood. Not these neighborhoods. These are high-end neighborhoods. This is where I am in the national consumer list to get names and addresses. This is where I would send a personalized mail piece, a beautiful postcard. And what's really fun, oh, I should have brought in an example. I had one at home as an example. It was a mail piece I was going to prospect on. The big postcards are very popular right now. So maybe like a 6x8 that's kind of fat or wide stands out in the mail. Actually, hold on, backpack time. I've got one. Okay, so sometimes people send the oversized postcards that are long and as wide as a piece of paper. Let's see. They're as wide as a piece of paper and are cut like 6 inches up and 11. That is a huge postcard, gets attention. It's also very overused and popular right now. So what's interesting is using a unique shaped one like this. I'm going to cover up who it's from. Using a unique shaped one like this. The wrong hand, wrong hand, wrong hand. Here we go. And if I had a ruler in my room, I would measure this. But it's a good sized postcard, so it stands up above the rest of your mail, but isn't so wide. So that being said, with these unique postcards being so popular, it's almost ideal to go with the traditional size postcard because those stand out now. That's not common anymore. Or even like a square shaped one, it might require special postage. Let us worry about that. We're here for you. We do print and mail. But sending a unique shaped postcard is definitely what I would do for these housing areas, making it beautiful, having my message, my website, my phone number, my name. Make it your cell number. Say, text me for a free estimate. Love to come meet you, your family, your pets, whoever. Make a beautiful postcard, mail it out with their name on it. That's what I would do for these areas. Now, for other areas, I'm going to move over. Now, this is interesting. This is why I want to show our site and what it can do. I know from experience and where my clients have lived and where my sister's clients have lived, in this area, you don't need to worry about pre-qualifying. Across the street, seriously, directly across the street in this square right here, you would need to pick an income. You would need to pick some specific factors to narrow down your ideal client. That's how interesting demographics are. That's how interesting neighborhoods can be. I know in our neighborhood, the reason I was going to bring the mailer in today and prospect them, they sent it to our neighbor and it was for lawn service. That's great. I'm a homeowner. Perfect. I own my home. I would pay for a lawn service. We live in a neighborhood where probably half the houses are rentals. Somebody has owned them. They have since moved on because of military or jobs or retirement, and they rent out their house. Renters aren't going to pay for a lawn service. They barely get their yard cut. And it's a complaint in our neighborhood because we love keeping our house looking so nice. And sometimes others across the street don't feel the same way. So they need a targeted list where you could identify who in this neighborhood is my target customer, so I don't waste my postcard cost or my mailing cost or my energies. They're not a homeowner. Now for house cleaning, you don't have to be the homeowner. This service, every service is a little different. That's why I'm using that as an example. For yard service, definitely a homeowner. In this neighborhood, we would definitely want any of the houses, but we want to make sure the people inside that house, do they have kids? Could they afford our service? Those type of factors. So I'm going to map, actually, I'm going to save this search and start a new one. Let me save that. And what I would do is work with a copy. Sure, let's make a copy of this search. I'm going to go to mapping. I'm actually going to X out my maps because I don't want those two maps on this. That list I'm going to get with name and address. This list, I'm going to add some demographic data. 68130, hyperlink here. There we go. I'm going to zoom in. Here we go. Oh, and there's lots of pins here. I'm not going to zoom in so far. That's going to be really messy with the Google pins. It would pick up all of them. All right, so custom polygon, create. I'm going to do, here we go. And no diss at all to those who are renting in this area or those who have a different income bracket. Everybody affords what they affords, but sometimes in order to afford the house or the vehicle, you're not affording some of the services you might need for the house, which is understandable. Everybody's priorities are their own. Okay, because not everybody is your ideal client. You understand that if you're a service provider, you'd love everyone to use your service, but you want to use your marketing dollars effectively. That's what I'm here to show you here. Okay, so in this neighborhood, let me recalculate. If I was going to get everybody that I can match a name to, it's going to give me, recalculate is my favorite button on this, other than the view pricing, 1,694. Now let's narrow this down to who would be qualified for our services. So let's go to additional selections. Maybe I know my certain age of adult in the household, and let's do an income. And the income I use, our general default is income high ranges. It is a dual income selector. So if there are two people in the household, it's going to calculate for that income for the household, both workers. It's not going to be just the head of household. Okay, so let me pick what I know to be common in the neighborhood out there. Here we go. And then income wise, I am gonna keep it on the high end here. There we go. One per address would be good. One per household. A household is defined by a surname. So let's say there's a couple who are not married. They have different last names. They would have two names at the one address. So there'd be two records on this file. I just want to make sure one card gets to this house. I'm going to pick one per address. And these are default selections. Leave them alone. I always say, don't touch them. Leave them alone. They're for the best deliverability preset for you. Don't worry about it, and continue. Now I'm going to recalculate and see what that number comes to now. Once I narrowed it down by a few things. 115 out of 1,600, almost 1,700 would qualify according to what, for my business, for my level of high end that I am working with. That's the priority there. So I don't mean that to sound rude at all. I'm sure everybody understands you've got a target audience. We can help you find that target audience and make sure you're mailing to those people only, not all the neighbors who can't afford the service or aren't going to be ready for that. So I hope this has been insightful. I'd love to see in the chat if there's any questions anybody has. Let me know. Again, like I said, the way to execute this list, I would go to print and mail right away. And then I would do it. What's nice is, let's look here, view pricing, because we did our recalculate. We can do a view pricing or an instant breakdown. Let me do this. And, oh, it's not going to share my view pricing box. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing. There's me again. And let's share this box, because this is good information to know. Windows, here we go. Let's share this. Okay, I'm going to make it bigger, get this all stretched out to look right. What's nice is this is calculated per your search. So on this, you can see here on the very first tab, list pricing. This just gives you an overview of the pricing for the retail cost on a list. It has, you'll see twice usage and multiple usage. This is very important if you're looking to do print and mail. You want to make sure if you're going to mail 2 or 3 times, you pick correctly. And with a print and mail campaign, to us, I was going to say it's like an email campaign. One email doesn't get you attention or business. Numerous emails over a course of time and retargeting the clickers gets you success. Same thing with print and mail. I'm sure some people call off the first postcard, but I know there was a guy in our area looking to buy houses. He was a real estate agent and he had a campaign. He sent postcards every 3 or 4 weeks for a period of time. I think we got 5 postcards. He had his game down, and each one was standard size, like I said, gets attention, and a different color. He used one color stock, no picture, no image, no glossy. See, for a cleaning, I have a pink vacuum, and that's my logo, is a pink vacuum. I have customized vacuum. I use that as the logo. I would have my logo with the vacuum and some beautiful homes and some examples of very clean rooms with glossy finish on my postcard. And I would mail it probably one card a week for 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe space it out a week, maybe do it boom, boom, boom. That would get their attention. They'd be like, oh, I remember this postcard. Or you could have 3 different designs, similar with your logo and coloring. So you're branding yourself and mail it a few times to get their attention. Make sure they know your name. So on this list, if you know you want to mail, make sure you pick the right usage and upfront cost will be present. You'll know. That being said, too, I just thought of the other thing I was going to share with this. Another way to execute on this data is digital ads. So what you can do, let me go back to my map. Let me go back to my other search. We have tools in place. Let me show this. Share my screen. There's really cool stuff you can do with data. That's why I try to share the basics, but I do want to have a little bit of nerd magic. I should have worn my nerd magic shirt today. Skylar wore hers. Let me go to mapping and show the maps. So one of the cool things you can do, if your budget allows for it and you're really looking to blow up your business, you could set a geo, why am I gonna blank out? Geocode. You can map this area with a digital type of map, something we can do with our nerd magic. And anytime somebody crosses over or enters into this housing area through this invisible geofencing, having a brain fart on a Thursday. With geofencing, you can geofence out these neighborhoods. And every time they enter their driveway, enter the housing area, pass by this street, your ad would show up on certain things. We also have a coupon. Okay, so maybe you want to offer 10% off your first service, maybe 25% off your first service, get your foot in the door, especially if it's high end. With your margin, you might be able to do that. You can geofence and have a coupon show up in their wallet. When I drive by Starbucks, my wallet pops up and says, you're near a Starbucks, saying, hey, you should spend money. You could set it to pop up a coupon in their wallet or in whatever app it does it. Don't quote me. But it would set it up to trigger a coupon and it pops up on their phone and their device and be like, oh, look at this. Or on their Facebook, you know they live in that area. You want to target them with the digital ad so they see on their sidebar or somewhere in their scroll, there's your ad with your logo, with your colors. It makes them think of you again because they've seen your postcard a few times. There are layers to getting your name out there, being omnipresent, making them aware of you. So when they're ready for your services, they know where to reach you. And when you call them or reach out to them, you can have that connection. Say, hey, I sent you a postcard. Want to make sure you got it. Checking in, making sure you're taken care of. Your home is clean. It's hypoallergenic. You guys are going to be able to battle any pandemic that comes because your house is sanitized and clean on a regular basis. Let me help you. So that is what I had to share today. All the insights and execution we can do on the data and how to target your market. The more you know about your audience, the better. If you're curious about your audience and you're not sure you are reaching the right demographics, email me, Audrey at firstdirectmarketing.com. We have tools for insight on this where we can plug in your current customers and pinpoint the different selections. There's 6,000 selections. It'll pinpoint which ones are common with your customers so we can get a bird's eye view of your ideal customer and find more like it for you. Because you might think, like I put in age and income there, you might think that is yours, but when you analyze your current customers and you realize, oh, I'm off a little, I need to select this and this instead. Let me put in my email in the chat. I'm hoping everybody can see that and it's not just in my internal chat. I think everybody can see it when I type it in here. Perfect. And if you want to explore more on national list counts, you can go to start.nationallistcounts.com. I'll type that while I talk. I have a hard time typing and talking. I don't know about you guys. When I'm on the phone and people are asking, hey, what about this? What about that? I'm like, okay, hold on. Quiet time while I try to online. I'll use the site while I'm on the phone, but it's hard for me. So getting better at that. start.nationalistcounts.com will take you to our video learning center where you'll see each of our files and how to use it to your best advantage, what selects you need to know about. And specifically, if there are any little tricky spots with ordering, I show those. We don't keep secrets here. We make it all available. We want you to have the power to do your marketing, grow your business. We want it right in your fingertips and in your mouse right there. Click and get your list and get the right list. That's what the theme is there on our learning center. Get the right list. So I hope this has been insightful. If you have a service industry or are in the service industry and you know this would benefit your business, just change out the wording and use the same principles to make sure you're reaching your right audience. Is it going to be a mailer to everybody, or is it going to be a customized targeted list? And if you need help along the way, you let me know. Audrey at firstdirectmarketing.com. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you all are having a great Thursday and end your week strong. And again, let us know if there's anything we can do to help with your data, your insight, or your execution. We're here for you.